Hey Planet Watchers, how's everybody doing? I hope everybody's fine and everybody's breathing good air or doing something about it if it's not. So let's reconvene here in our virtual room. And I'm very keen to give you a few updates, and I think all the updates are going to be quite interesting to you guys. Broadly speaking, things are moving ahead very, very nicely. I think it's a bit funny to say everything's fine without giving details. So we have lots of projects moving ahead, and we are making a lot of progress both in terms of agreements with partners who can help us spread PlanetWatch across the world, which is important and beneficial to all of us, as well as strengthening links with sensor manufacturers and making sure that there will be a good stream of available sensors worldwide. So to cut this short, let me give you a few key pieces of info and then answer a few questions as usual. So I think I have two breaking news to give you today. So the first one, as it was anticipated, we are just onboarded a new approved Type 4 sensor. As I anticipated, this Type 4 sensor is what I would call a consumer-grade indoor sensor. It's not a wearable. It's a sensor that you plug into the mains, you connect to your home Wi-Fi, and you monitor data. So it should be a fairly seamless experience. I'm not going to disclose the name of the sensor during this AMA. You'll be getting a tweet right after the AMA with all the details, because I don't want people to rush into Googling and wasting time not following the AMA. So the gory details will come after the end of the AMA. But before you get these details, I have three messages to send you across in a very clear way, because it's important that you understand how the process would work. So this new sensor will not be sold by PlanetWatch. You'll be able to buy it directly from the manufacturer website, like Atmo if you want, using a special discount code for Planet Watchers. So both the name of the sensor, the link to the website, as well as the discount code that you are welcome to use, will be tweeted at the end of the AMA. Okay, what's important to understand is that since we don't sell this device directly, so we have no PlanetWatch stock, it's first come, first serve. It means that the order of purchase of Type 4 licenses is not relevant for any kind of queue in buying this sensor. So once again, it's a bit like Atmotube. You go on their website, you buy it. At some point, it could go sold out, but it's not our fault, and we cannot manage the process. So again, there is no waiting list managed by PlanetWatch. It's just a device that you buy on the internet. The last piece of info, which is quite important, is that this sensor, if you decide to buy today, the sensor cannot be connected immediately to PlanetWatch and start any tokens today. It's not today because we are in the process of finalizing all the software interfaces and testing and everything. So we estimate that we'll be ready to connect this new sensor to PlanetWatch by the end of this month. So it means that this is up to you now. If you are interested in the product, are afraid that it might sell out soon, you may want to buy it now. You may want. If not, you may want to wait until we are ready to connect them to the network. So don't rush into buying something expecting that you can start earning planets tomorrow, because that's not going to be the case. If you want to buy, you buy. You know that soon this will be connected to PlanetWatch, but not tomorrow. So as you know, I like to make these things crystal clear, because we are not salesmen. We don't need to grab your cash in any way sooner than when needed. So you just decide whether you want to get it straight away or not. And again, the details will be released by in a tweet at the end of the IMA. Okay, that was the first big news, I guess, because you're going to have more choice. You're going to have, I believe, a good experience with this device, and then it's up to you what you prefer to use in your home, and you decide. Okay, the second thing that I'm very proud of, which may not sound exciting to some people, but it should sound exciting, is the following thing. Let me put some. Let me get all the details straight. As you know, as I said several times, PlanetWatch is providing services and solutions both to Planet Watchers like yourselves, as well as to corporates, in particular for indoor air quality solutions. So for indoor air quality monitoring, we have a number of corporate users, including a couple of hotels in Italy, for example. Now, the breaking news is the following. Thanks to our monitoring solution, one of our hotel customers has just achieved the Reset Healthy Air certification for commercial interior. And as I mentioned a number of times, Reset is a very prestigious, very important indoor air quality standard, which is becoming popular worldwide. So if you are a business owner, such as a hotel, for example, and you monitor your indoor air and you achieve Reset certification, it means that the air inside the hotel is as safe as it can be and is properly managed. So the fact that this hotel, thanks to PlanetWatch, has achieved Reset certification is quite important if you know that this is the second hotel in the world to achieve this certification and the first in Europe. So this is why I keep telling you that PlanetWatch is not about playing around. It's about science. It's about protecting public health. It's about standards. So we are very proud to have been instrumental in achieving the second Reset certified hotel in the world. Again, there will be a tweet, there will be a press release. We'll tell you more about this. But this is quite important, and it also builds our reputation for data monetization across the board, as you can understand. Okay, so that was the second thing I was very keen to release and disclose. An update about the app. We promised to release the new app by the end of August, and today, guess what? September 1st. Very sorry on this. We've been working on a number of last-minute tech issues, and hopefully the new app will be publicly released, hopefully by the end of next week. We are doing our best and we are making good progress. Okay. I also got an update from Atmo Tube concerning their stock. I believe they are restocking, so they should have 2,000 additional Atmo Tube Pros available by the end of September and October, plus possibly 5,000 by the end of the year. On top of this, as you know, there is a stock of 100 pieces from PlanetWatch, which will be sold via Amazon US, and that's coming soon. You know, there is a bit of paperwork and bureaucracy with getting these devices available on Amazon, but that should be a matter of something happening before the end of the month. Okay, another very important piece of news is confirmation that the Aquino October batch will be certified for US and somebody's listening now, I believe, Canada. So they got it cleared for US and Canada. We are working together with the manufacturer on Asia certifications. It's a lot of work. It's a very complex area. We don't manage it directly, but we are doing our best to support manufacturers on this. Okay, so that was the top news from my point of view. And following the top news, of course, we've been gathering questions from you guys, and we'll try to answer as many as possible. So let's see. Okay, there was a question about a protection system for pixel pioneers, type 1 pixel pioneers. So some people are worried that what happens if their Aquino or another sensor has hardware failure or gets damaged, destroyed by some competitor. Wow. And what happens? Do I lose my top spot, my lead position because of that? And that would be unfair. Now, I agree that would be unfair, but I believe you understand that we cannot get into this sort of disputes or investigation. We cannot police the world, generally speaking, and we cannot police damage to systems worldwide. So I don't really see how we could get engaged into any dispute involved in sensor damage or something like that. So the answer is, I don't have an answer for this. I mean, we all hope that all sensors will be properly maintained and nobody will engage into criminal actions to gain more tokens. That would make no sense to me. So let's keep a positive attitude, and let's assume that people who join PlanetWatch understand what the spirit is, and the spirit is certainly not to damage other people's equipment. Okay, then last time I launched some anticipation about our stake for the Planet program, and fair enough, I get lots of questions about this. One question I can answer very directly. Some people are asking whether the NFTs that we promised to give as rewards for staking could trigger discounts on licenses or stuff like that. Now, the answer is no, because as I anticipated, we are not putting a direct financial element into our future staking system. There are a number of reasons for this. I know that staking to make more, to gain more, to earn more it's a very popular, very easy way to gain in popularity. But we are a bit different, as I said several times. So we are not engaging into direct financial instruments, including for compliance reasons. So a license discount related to a reward, there will be a financial element. So we're not going to do these kind of things. However, in a broader sense, I believe we are building and we will be lots of value for people who participate in the project. So let me keep it to this level. And if you trust us, I think you will see that we'll be building value. Then I have another interesting question from Canada. Canada can be very cold, and that I know. I just went once to Montreal several years ago, but I did realize that. So, okay, somebody's worried about possibly to run 2 Type 4 sensors in a family, one static and one moving. But what happens when temperature drop to minus 40 Celsius? Well, that's very cold indeed. So some people are asking whether they can keep both devices indoor at home and still not be penalized because it's too cold to put it one outside. So I know, there is an infinite number of potential situations which are not easy to manage from your point of view and from the point of view of the network. Unfortunately, I would say that we cannot just cluster sensors indoor when it's cold outside. So please do refrain from running more than one sensor of the same type in the same environment, as I said several times. If it's cold weather, I guess it will freeze some tokens, right? Okay, another question about batches and sensors. As you know, for Type 1 sensors, we are setting up batches and we are setting up waiting lists based on the license purchase date. And for the August batch, a priori, all the people who are eligible should have received by now an email, including a link to buy the sensor. Somebody didn't, apparently. So if you haven't received an email, or if you can't find an email for the August batch and you think you qualify, please open a ticket. And if you have already opened a ticket and didn't get an answer, I should also say very candidly that we did have some technical issue with the ticket, with the ticketing with replies to tickets. So there was for some reason, some replies went lost. So please be patient. And if you haven't received a reply to your ticket within 2 working days, please submit it again. Because for your information, we aim to, and in general, we manage to reply to all tickets within 2 working days. If you don't see a reply, it could be a technical issue. Somebody asked whether Type 1 sensor is shipping from within the European Union. Yes, the current device, which is Aquino, it does ship from Italy, in fact. Other questions about what happens if I move my sensor from one country to another, blah, blah, blah. The general answer is if you feel you need to do something like that, let us know first. So once again, open a ticket. BitMart. We're not yet listed on BitMart, but some people are already complaining about BitMart, which is worrying. Okay, so somebody's suggesting that it would be better to focus on decentralized exchanges rather than centralized exchanges, in particular for US customers. So the answer is we are working both for on centralized and decentralized exchanges. I believe BitMart will be a very good move. It will be instrumental to letting North American people into the network. So that is going to happen hopefully by the end of September. At the same time, I'm very hopeful that DEXs, decentralized exchanges, are coming to Algorand soon, and that would be a great time because indeed, a DEX, for some points of view, including securities, it's better, a good DEX. It's more secure than a centralized exchange, and it's more efficient. You see, so I'm really hoping that DEX come soon to Algorand. There are indications that they are coming soon indeed. And the best of both worlds would be that we'll be listed both on centralized and on decentralized. And I think in a few weeks' time, all the bottlenecks related to getting tokens from North America or other parts of the world will be removed. Somebody's asking us to create a page where it is spelled out clearly which devices are allowed or compliant for which country. Very legitimate point, very good point. We'll try to do it as soon as possible. But again, it's a big job. It's not really in our core business because it's more a manufacturer's task to check compliance country by country. So again, the best we can do is to push our partners to do this job, communicate the data to us and organize it correctly. So it's very important. We'll do it as soon as possible. It's not something really that should be requested from us, but from sensor manufacturers, but we'll work on it. Somebody's asking whether Type 3 sensors for US customers will be payable by credit cards, so fiat money or tokens. Well, the honest answer is that this depends on the Planet's listing date on BitMart or on decentralized exchanges, because of course we want to be fair to everybody. So as soon as planets are available in your country, we expect you to buy sensors with Planet's payments when you buy from PlanetWatch. Because I don't know if I said it at the very beginning, the new release Type 4 sensor, the one I was mentioning at the beginning, which will be sold directly by the manufacturers, that will be paid in fiat, obviously, because we cannot ask third parties to accept Planet payments. So that very device will be payable in fiat. As for Type 3, on the other hand, Type 3 will be sold by us, so it will be payable in planets unless planets are not yet listed on BitMart when we open sales. Somebody's making a remark that there is no price tag for Type 1 sensor on the website, so there might be little bugs and issues with the website. We'll check and improve. We are constantly checking and improving the website. Somebody's worried whether after activating a Type 1 and a Type 3 sensors and connecting them to the wallet and they're working, what happens if I switch off my phone or disconnect it from the internet? Will the rewards still accumulate? For Type 1 and 3, yes, your sensors don't need to talk directly to your phone. The internet connectivity is achieved via the mobile network or Wi-Fi, so there's no issue. Question about monitoring radioactivity, whether PlanetWatch will engage into this in the future. I already said something in the previous AMA about radon monitoring. So ambient environmental radioactivity means many things, not just radon, but let's do one thing at a time. I did mention radon. We'll get into radon at some point soon, and then we'll see. Okay, a few more questions. All very interesting questions. Whether electricity usage monitors will be within PlanetWatch scope in the future. They could be. We are reviewing a number of technologies and a number of environmental monitoring use cases. As I said several times, we cannot do everything at one time. For the time being, we are focused on air quality monitoring, which is a global challenge. It's big enough. So we'll do lots of things in the future, but one thing at a time, unless there is a compelling reason to accelerate something. Then there is a very, I guess, political or sensitive question in principle. What's my opinion on the Helium Erica partnership? As you know, you might have seen, there was an announcement recently that this Erica, which is a sensor manufacturer, air quality sensor manufacturer, is leveraging helium network connectivity, and they want to grow very fast and blah, blah, blah. So the question was whether this is a potential competitor to PlanetWatch or not. Okay, to be honest with you, I didn't have much time to look into what these guys are doing. My first feeling is that I don't regard them as a potential competitor. As far as I know, they are a sensor manufacturer leveraging helium network connectivity. Sensor manufacturers in principle are potential partners for us, are not direct competitors. So we'll see. What I can tell you, which is interesting probably, is that they did request a call with us. So we'll be talking to Erica soon. And the fact that they requested a call to us, I guess they know about us, and maybe they think we can partner. And as I said, we are open to talking to anybody. As of today, I don't see them as a threat or a competitor. We'll see how it goes, and we'll let you know when we have if we have fruitful discussions with them. Question about possibility to transfer licenses from one Type 4 device to another. Yes, we said that this is possible. So yes, from between two devices of the same type, it will be possible, yes. Also, coming soon is the fact that you will know based on your license order number whether you qualify for a batch in August or September. We promise to deliver that, and we're working on it, so that will come. Then another very interesting, complex question. I mean, you guys say we want to measure other things like noise, eventually water, and other things. So how will we categorize sensors according to the existing 4 types? Whether rewards will come from the same pools, there will be separate tokens or anything. So again, to be very honest, a project like PlanetWatch is a very innovative project, very broad scope, lots of opportunities. So we will be assessing in detail every opportunity and every case study when the time is right. When the time is right, we will assess it. We'll communicate with the community because we, as I said several times, there will be some sort of decentralized governance in this. So when an issue comes up, we will first assess it, and then we'll discuss with the community, and eventually we'll decide. But there is no point, and it would not be useful to try to figure out today what might happen in 2 or 3 years down the line, or even 6 months down the line for some in some contexts. Just because things move very fast. So far, they're moving fast in the right direction. So I think we should focus on keeping the momentum that we have today. Questions about stock for Type 3 and Type 1. Okay, for Type 3, as far as I can see, there will be no short-term stock challenge, according to what the manufacturer told us. Now, if you want to buy zillions of sensors, maybe there will be a challenge, but let's see how it goes. Let's see how sales go, and we'll give you updates on the stock as soon as we have them. Yeah, another question is whether there is an a priori split between sensors allocated to European Union and North America and the rest of the world for Type 1 in particular. Again, that all depends on demand. A priori, we tend to allocate 50% to Europe and 50% to North America, but this is very dynamic, so it depends on what you guys request and what do we see as market demand. So there is no a priori policy. We're trying to manage stocks in the most dynamic and clever way as possible. Again, there are sometimes very elaborated questions about, I have a big house, I want one sensor in one room, one sensor in another room because my wife wants to monitor air in a different place and blah, blah, blah. Can I have 2 Atmo tubes in my house? I would say let's keep it simple. So we said only one sensor per each type per household, unless we're talking about wearable sensors and one of them moves a lot. So but don't keep two devices of the same type all the time in the same house, even if it's different rooms. Otherwise, there is a high chance that data will not be useful. Again, things I said already, in the new Explorer and in the new app, there will be possibility to view license expiry dates and a number of other interesting things. Now, another very big and important question. I anticipated this Stake for the Planet initiative, and rightly so. I have lots of questions about it, about the details and how we're going to implement it. I took the risk to disclose it some time ahead of implementation because we want to get it right, and it's a big thing. It's a cool thing. We want to do it very, very well. But we're not ready yet. So there are questions about who will be planting the trees, how you manage this. That will be volunteer groups or governments or whoever. Okay, I can tell you the following. To begin with, we're going to partner with a company which manages renewable forests in a very efficient and very transparent way. So we'll be building a global PlanetWatch forest, and within that forest, people who stake will have their own trees and subforests. We are talking to a company which does that as a core business, does it well, and we are working on them to improve their own software and their own ways to manage this, to do something really cool, so that eventually we will integrate the PlanetWatch forest map into the main map of sensors. So we'll do it well. We're not ready yet, and we'll do it with a company which does it in a professional and transparent way. Can the PlanetWatch app work on the iWatch models with GPS? Sorry, not for now. Again, this is one of many nice to have, but nice to have cannot be prioritized, cannot get high priority in a startup for obvious reasons. Okay, I have other questions about bugs or problems with payments where an incorrect amount of planets was charged, apparently. Now, again, just being very transparent, at some point it emerged that there was also a small bug in the payment system. So which I think has been sorted by now, so if you feel that you've been charged an incorrect amount, significantly incorrect amount, I would say, please do open a ticket. And again, if you don't see a reply within 48 working hours, so 2 working days, please insist, and you'll get an answer. So yeah, the project grows very fast. We are leveraging lots of different technologies, from payment systems to data analysis, and bugs happen, unfortunately. Then there are questions which I have replied already, I would say. So question about whether some sensors are approved in some countries or not. And as I said, we're going to work on a detailed breakdown of this. Whether we're going to work on water quality. Yes, it's very important, not tomorrow. And I think I did come to the end of the list. So let me summarize. We will soon, in a matter of minutes, I believe, fire a tweet with details of the new Type 4 approved sensors. Be aware that it's not sold by us, so the stock is not managed by us. You're going to pay in fiat if you want to get it. And you're not going to be able to activate it on PlanetWatch tomorrow. It will take a few more weeks to get it active on our network. So keep all this into account. Decide if you want to buy straight away or if you want to buy later, or if you don't want to buy at all. Bear in mind that the project is moving along very nicely. It's growing very fast, and that you can see from the PlanetWatch map, where you get the real-time number of activated sensors. There are lots of good things coming up. I'm very satisfied about the evolution of this project. I'm very confident we're building something both big and relevant. So keep watching the planet. Do your best to be happy and do your best to be safe and healthy. Thank you. Bye-bye.